Hello everybody, this is Fabi from The Next Big Rush, and today I want to talk about the big fight that's going on in the gold junior mining industry right now, which is Northern Dynasty. So it's known as NDM, ticker symbol in Canada, or NAK, I believe, the ticker symbol in the US. This is a US-based company in Alaska. They have the Pebble project, which if you have been living under a rock, no pun intended, is a huge discovery that has been made more than a decade ago, but it never actually went forward, meaning because of many different problems, it hasn't been developed. Now, what happened was Northern Dynasty had a few JVs with big mining companies such as Anglo American, Mitsubishi, and a bunch of other people. And it turns out that little by little, they all dropped out, and now Pebble is, as I understand it, 100% owned by Northern Dynasty. Now, you might be thinking, okay, how big is this thing? Well, it's big. And when I say big, first of all, it's not just a gold project. It's gold, copper, and I think molybdenum. I don't think I can even say that right. And we're talking about 70 million ounces of gold, 50 gazillion billion pounds of copper, and just it's a very, very large project. Now, the problem with this project is that not just a matter of grade itself, because with higher prices, it becomes an optionality play, and I can go into that a bit later on, what our optionality plays. In fact, I'm going to write this down here because I want to make a video about it. A lot of people don't understand what an optionality play is, but the idea basically is that the higher the prices, then the more likely you are to have an economic project, okay? That's not the only problem here. If it were, then this fight, between people who are for Northern Dynasty or against it, sort of the longs and the shorts, it wouldn't really exist. The problem is they have a huge battle with not just the EPA, which is the environmental agency in the US, but also with the local population. Basically, it is believed that by some, or definitely by the EPA, that if they try to build a mine where they're planning to build it, not even trying yet, that the salmon fish of the area will be severely affected or affected somehow, and that it will destroy the local economy because of that. You can sort of make a counter argument pro or against that, but that doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that the EPA has decided it's not going to happen, and the reason why this stock went from like 40 cents to $4, a 10 bagger, is because with Trump winning, it's believed that the EPA will either change its management, and it will be easier for them to get the permits to go ahead with the project, or that the EPA will stop existing altogether, which I think is far-fetched, but this is Donald Trump we're talking about, so we shouldn't make any assumptions. And so there are a bunch of different reasons why normal analysts, looking at all the information, should come to the conclusion that this project will not go forward, mostly because of the environmental issues. But at the same time, when you look at the chart, okay, and when you look at how much it used to be worth and how much it's worth now, even if you look at market cap and if you look at the situation, it came to a point where if you bought Northern Dynasty about a year or so ago, you could potentially make 35 times your money or something like that. So the risk to reward ratio was just too good to ignore. And we're talking about a project that's humongous. And so, of course, eventually when, gold interest was revived, as we have seen it, the 2016 sort of little bump, you saw bigger interest, newsletter writers coming in and saying, hey, this is a big project. This could happen with Trump in power. The EPA made their decision without really going through all the information. I mean, It is believed that the company didn't actually get a chance to present their case to the EPA and that the decision had been made before they ever actually presented them with kilograms and kilograms of evidence and studies and experts' opinion on the matter. Now, that all doesn't matter if you're a speculator. I mean, it does to an extent. You want to know the underlying story, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter to me. What I know for a fact is that this stock rose a lot, very fast, probably within the sort of realm of thought, this is a Trump administration. He is going to be, less red tape driven. He is probably going to do something about this. And then without the problem of bureaucracy in this project, we might be looking at, a project that holds more than 70 million ounces of gold. That's nothing to sneer at if you've been studying gold at any length. Now, because this could potentially be such a huge gold, copper, and molybdenum mine, people had this whole expectation and the price rose too quickly. Now, because the price rose too quickly, people made a lot of money. There was one or two pieces of not so great publicity from, I believe it's Kerrisdale or something like that, Capital Management, who wrote a hit piece, on the subject, saying that this mine will never come into existence. There's no way this is happening. Even if the EPA issue is sorted out, it's just not going to work. This, and that. So they go through all the fundamental reasons as to why this won't happen. I'm going to post, if I remember, pro and against commentary on the matter down here. Now, all I know is that it went up too fast and too much. And when this piece came out, the stock crashed. Now, the stock crashed to such an extent that in about a week's time, maybe even less, it's down more than 50%. When I looked at the chart and I saw that it seemed to have some resistance at the $1.40 something level, I sort of became interested in it. And this is what I am doing right now with Northern Dynasty Minerals. I do not recommend you do this. I just want to show you what I'm doing, the risk that I'm taking, so that you can follow along. Maybe I'll lose some money from this. I'm not willing to lose anything more than probably $500. But if I win, then, this will be just something else that I've learned in the markets. Because the price has gone down so much, so quickly, I'm willing to place a bet. Now, this is literally a bet, okay? It's spread betting as it's done in the UK. And in fact, me buying and selling the stock does not change the actual, orders of the stock. So you're not going to see my orders going in through level 2 or anything like that. Basically, that's what I'm doing, okay? I am taking a risk because I think that in the same way that people thought this could be the next huge thing, the next big mine, I think that the sentiment now is so negative. People are so scared. They're selling. I mean, they're selling their stock that are the stocks that are related to gold this week, regardless of them being, Northern Dynasty or not. But because it went up so much and now it's down so much, I'm willing to make a bet that somebody's going to try to come in and, buy a little bit of this and we're going to get a small pop. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I see a little bit of a floor at 140 something. And so I placed a bet at 166. Bad timing when you look at the 10-minute charts. But overall, when you look at the day-by-day movements of this stock, it looks like it's pretty oversold from a technical analysis point of view. Some people agree with me and they're jumping in. I don't recommend that you do jump in. I recommend that you look into the case and that you look at the stock because If there's any faith left in the story, and I believe there is, then there is a slight chance that this will recuperate at least a little bit of the losses, within the next couple of months or so. I don't know. So this is a little bit of me opening up my kimono, so to speak, and showing you what I am doing, putting a little bit of risk capital to work. Who knows? If this doesn't work, that's okay. But if it does, maybe I'll buy you all a beer. No, maybe not. All right. Take care. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.